Now, when it comes to being a small business owner, or maybe even thinking of becoming one, it can be overwhelming and a little scary.
Well, there are stats out there that explain why that is. Well, today we are getting some much needed help from someone who for sure knows a thing or two about beating the odds.
Starting a small business is an American dream. So hearing numbers like 80% of them crash and burn in the first 18 months can devastate aspiring entrepreneurs. But the reality is some smart small business solutions are now only a fingertip away. To help us kick off National Small Business Week, we're calling on celebrity entrepreneur and small business owner Bill Rancic for firsthand insight on the obstacles and the opportunities in the small business game. And he's joining us actually from his soon-to-be new restaurant, RPM Italian in Washington, D.C. Bill, thank you so much for taking a moment for us.
Well, I appreciate you having me on, Tina. And you may hear a little construction noise. We're about 3 weeks from opening our doors, so don't be alarmed if you hear any drilling or sawing in the background.
Oh, no, that sound is the sound of progress being made. We can't wait for the restaurant to open. You're the perfect person for us to talk about small businesses, what's going on with them. And the first question I want to ask is really, what are the changes people are seeing?
Well, you know, for small business, changes are happening at a record pace, and I think the key to surviving those changes is being agile. And the small businesses who adjust and react and embrace change are the ones who are finding success. Those that don't become extinct. So if you look at the different platforms that are out there today, social media, probably the most obvious, but oftentimes the most misused. And a lot of small businesses use their social media platforms just to sell products or services. Here at RPM, we don't do that. We use it and include our customers and our followers in the process, updating them on the menu, on recipes, on the construction of the different restaurants that we have going on, and they feel included in it. We're not just trying to sell them different things that we're promoting at the restaurant. I think that's important if you use it properly. Also, the way we communicate, here we've got locations in Chicago and now DC. We're able to use teleconferencing like you've never seen before. Now you can video conference, you can share presentations and screens in real time, you can do training seminars, and oftentimes, me or my partners don't even have to be here. We can do it remotely from a video conferencing room. So there's a lot of advancements that make us more efficient, make us more profitable, and allow us to have more time with our families.
And that's always a top priority. And I know, so it's not also knowing the tools that you have, but how to use them properly. And whenever we're talking about any business, the word grow, we want to grow, we want to, expand or
right,
do better in our business is always something we're interested in. But what's the biggest obstacle maybe that small businesses are running into when they want to do that?
Well, one is money. I think small businesses have a hard time accessing capital to grow. And again, it comes down to that word agility. There's a lot of alternative ways to get funding, whether it's crowdfunding, whether it's using social media to get people to donate in exchange for product. There's a lot of alternative ways to get funding. But secondly, oftentimes small businesses overlook security. And what I mean by that is cybersecurity. They don't think that they're susceptible to a data breach or to internal breaches on their network, and they are. And when it happens to a small business, oftentimes it's more devastating than when it happens to a big corporation. So there's a lot of solutions out there that don't cost a lot of money. AT&T Mobile Device Security, a great one. It helps small businesses become proactive rather than reactive.
I love that, we're having a lot of information that we want to think about ahead of time. But those stats that I gave at the beginning, Bill, 80%, going under in that first 18 months, we want to make sure that stat doesn't get any worse. So do you maybe have some suggestions on some keys to success and not falling in that stat?
Well, for one, you got to focus on your business. I think that's important. You got to realize, especially in the restaurant business, it's a business. And for us, we have great partners. So RPM stands for the three owners, Rancic, Saltis, and Melman. Everyone brings different strengths to the table, and it allows for a great partnership. But for us, it was all about focusing on the food and making sure we had the best, freshest, local ingredients, making sure we provided the best customer service. Juliana and myself, we said we can get people through the door once, but it's up to our partners to provide the best food, the best service, to get them to come back 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 20, even 100 times now with our restaurants in Chicago. And that's what makes for a successful restaurant.
Well, speaking of the restaurant, and now that you have me interested hearing about all that wonderful food, when is the grand opening? When can we all start vacationing out in D.C. and come and try it?
Well, we think we're going to be open right after Memorial Day. We make pastas from scratch every morning. We have 12 different pastas that we make from scratch, fresh. We've got great fish, seafood, steaks, chops, salads, something for everyone on the menu. It's a little bit of Milan here in D.C.
Well, Bill, I will be waiting for my personal invite to the grand opening. You know, I hope it doesn't get lost in the mail when you want to invite me out there. It sounds amazing. Where can we get some more information on the restaurant, or even, you know, some more tips on those small businesses going into Small Business Week?
att.com/agility. It's a great site. A lot of resources on that site for small business owners.
Well, we will absolutely check that out. Again, Bill, thank you so much, and congratulations on the new restaurant.
Thank you so much. Have a great morning.
Don't go anywhere. The Morning Blend. We'll be right back.